Hello, friends. Today, we'll talk about a topic many people feel embarrassed to discuss, but it's incredibly important for your health, especially after 50. Constipation. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, maybe in Moscow or St. Petersburg, but instead of feeling refreshed, you feel heavy and uncomfortable in your abdomen. That discomfort can drain your energy for the entire day. Many people believe that going to the toilet every few days is normal. But did you know that ignoring this problem can dramatically reduce your quality of life? Constipation isn't just an inconvenience. It can actually lead to serious health issues, including cardiovascular disease. You'll be surprised to learn why. So, watch this video until the end. I'll share safe, effective, and science-backed ways to solve this problem. Before we start, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. Thank you. Also, tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. I love reading your messages. Now, let's begin our journey. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 5 people on the planet suffers from constipation. In Russia, studies show that 30 to 40% of people over 60 deal with this issue, and in nursing homes, it affects up to half of all residents. Women, especially after 50, are twice as likely to experience constipation as men. Hormonal changes and lifestyle factors play a big role. But what's even more alarming is that even children are increasingly facing constipation, mostly because of diets full of processed foods, chips, and sweets, which are so common in big cities like Moscow or Novosibirsk. Over the past 20 years, the number of constipated children in Russia has increased by 15%. That's a serious warning sign. And yet, only about 25% of people seek professional medical help. The remaining 75% try to self-treat. They Google tips, ask friends, or rush to pharmacies for laxatives. Some even rely on folk methods, like drinking large amounts of strong coffee or using castor oil. These may bring temporary relief, but they don't solve the root problem. Worse, chronic constipation doesn't just cause fatigue. Studies from Moscow Medical University show it actually raises the risk of hypertension and heart disease in people over 50. Let's do a quick test. Do you go to the toilet every day? Or do you sit there for 15 to 20 minutes scrolling on your phone? If you have to strain and your stool looks like small hard pellets, that's already constipation. According to the Bristol stool chart, ideal stool is type 3 or 4, smooth, banana-shaped, soft, and easy to pass. Chocolate-colored. No pain.
No struggle.
If you only go once every 2 to 3 days and think it's fine, be careful. Take the example of Anna, 62, from St. Petersburg. She thought going every 3 days was just her normal, but she constantly felt tired and irritable. After an exam, doctors found her body was suffering from chronic intoxication, a buildup of toxins due to prolonged constipation. Also, if you ever see blood or mucus in your stool, that's a serious reason to see a doctor immediately. Blood can result from straining, but it may also signal internal bleeding or inflammation. Black, green, or yellow stool color. See a gastroenterologist urgently. If you're not having daily bowel movements, your body stays in a state of self-poisoning. Toxins meant to be excreted with stool get reabsorbed into your bloodstream, leading to fatigue, irritability, poor sleep, hair loss, and dull skin. Scientific studies show that chronic constipation in people over 50 increases the risk of heart disease and high blood pressure by up to 20%, because the intoxication puts additional strain on the heart and blood vessels. It also causes nutrient deficiencies. Your body stops properly absorbing proteins, fats, carbs, vitamins, and minerals. That leads to brittle nails, acne, dull skin, and even hair loss. For example, Ivan, 58, from Moscow, complained of constant fatigue and pale skin. He didn't think it had anything to do with his bowel habits. But tests showed low magnesium and vitamin D levels, all caused by chronic constipation. Constipation can even strike during vacations. There's a term for it: traveler's constipation. It affects 10 to 15% of people who travel.
Why?
Because when you change cities, countries, or time zones, your diet, schedule, and hydration levels change too. Say you go from Ekaterinburg to Sochi, eat differently, drink less water, and move less because of the hot weather. The result? Your intestines freeze. Researchers found that travelers' constipation is mainly caused by dehydration, dietary change, and reduced physical activity. It's not normal. It's a signal your digestive system needs help. Stay tuned, because I'll share a simple, safe way to prevent this, even when you're traveling. Many people rely on laxative enemas, castor oil, coffee, or hydrocolon therapy. Some even mix strange foods, like milk and pickles. Others smoke and drink coffee on an empty stomach, thinking it will get things moving. Laxatives and enemas can create dependency. Your intestines become lazy, unable to function without stimulation. It's like using crutches all the time instead of walking on your own. Soon, even the thought of not taking a laxative causes anxiety, which leads to muscle spasms and, ironically, even worse constipation. They also deplete electrolytes like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, leading to fatigue, tremors, and even cramps. Research shows that 60% of people over 50 who use laxatives regularly suffer from these deficiencies. Castor oil irritates the intestinal lining and can trigger allergic reactions. Coffee with cigarettes on an empty stomach is a double hit to your stomach and liver. Yes, caffeine stimulates bowel flow, but it also dehydrates your body, making constipation worse. In fact, studies show that too much coffee without water increases constipation risk by 25%. Hydrocolon therapy cleans only the large intestine, not the small one, where most nutrient absorption occurs. Without taking probiotics afterward, it can actually disrupt gut flora and cause infection. So please, don't use these methods blindly. They only mask the problem, not fix it. Few people realize constipation is closely linked to bile production and the gallbladder. Bile is not just digestive fluid, it's your body's natural antiseptic and fat emulsifier. If bile becomes thick and sluggish, often due to poor diet or lack of movement, bowel motility slows, leading to constipation. People over 50 often face this because of reduced physical activity and multiple medications. Drugs for blood pressure or pain can also slow bowel flow. A modern urban diet, processed meats, pastries, sodas, sugary coffee drinks, makes bile thicker and harder to excrete. Take Svetlana, 55, from Ekaterinburg. She loved sweets and soda. Over time, that led to bile stagnation and chronic constipation. Studies show 60% of Russians over 50 have impaired bile flow due to poor diet. So how can we fix constipation naturally and safely? Let's talk about proven, practical steps you can start today. Drink warm water, about 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, not hot. It relaxes digestive muscles and helps bile flow. Remember, bile is 95% water, so dehydration thickens it. WHO data shows that dehydration increases constipation risk by 30% among seniors. For example, Maria, 67, from Moscow region, had chronic constipation. When she started drinking warm water every morning, her digestion normalized within a week. This one habit alone can solve up to 40% of bowel issues. Never skip breakfast. Eat it at the same time daily. It trains your gut microbiome. The best breakfast for bowel health? One rich in fiber, fruits, vegetables, greens, or berries. Research shows that eating 25 grams of fiber daily prevents constipation in older adults. That's roughly 2 apples, a handful of berries, and a veggie salad. You can also add kefir, a traditional fermented drink rich in probiotics. It improves gut flora and shortens transit time by up to 12 hours. And try flaxseed. It's packed with fiber and omega-3s. Soak 2 tablespoons overnight in water, then blend it with fruit in the morning. Drink it on an empty stomach. This simple recipe helps the intestines work naturally again. Sedentary lifestyles are a big reason constipation affects both kids and adults. Movement activates not only muscles but also intestinal motility and bile flow. Start with 10,000 steps a day. Add gentle exercises like the bicycle or cat-cow yoga pose. These stimulate bowel movement. Even diaphragmatic breathing helps. Deep belly breathing activates the vagus nerve, improving digestion, bowel release, and relaxation. Research shows it increases bowel movement frequency within 6 weeks of daily practice. Also, pay attention to your toilet posture. Modern toilets aren't ideal. Use a small footstool to raise your knees above your hips. This makes elimination easier and reduces the risk of hemorrhoids. Psyllium husk is a soluble fiber that turns into gel inside your intestines. Unlike bran, it doesn't irritate the gut lining or deplete minerals. It's 3 to 4 times more effective than wheat bran at increasing stool volume. It's even safe for those without a gallbladder or who suffer from bowel-related diarrhea. Mix 1 to 2 teaspoons in water, stir, and drink immediately before it thickens. Take it once or twice a day, always with plenty of water. Magnesium citrate relaxes muscles, improves bowel flow, and softens stool by drawing water into the intestines. It's one of the safest and most effective natural laxatives. You can take it as powder, capsules, or mineral water rich in magnesium, like Donut MG. Studies show that magnesium sulfate-rich water increases bowel movement frequency by up to 2 times a week without side effects. Start with 200 milligrams per day, then increase gradually up to 600 to 800 milligrams if needed. If using mineral water, let it stand a few hours to release the gas, then drink 30 to 40 minutes before meals. It's also perfect for travel. Magnesium helps not only your bowels but also your nervous system, reducing stress and improving sleep. Constipation isn't just about digestion, it's about your overall health, energy, and longevity. With a few consistent habits, warm water, fiber, movement, psyllium, and magnesium, you can restore your gut's natural rhythm and feel lighter, calmer, and more alive every day. Take care of yourself, your body will thank you.